Welcome to the beautiful country of Venezuela, home to the highest waterfall on our planet. But with its incredible beauty also comes a very negative travel advice. We are going to show you how we traveled safely through the country. We're going to give you some tips and weigh in on the travel advice. We believe it's possible to travel safely through the country and enjoy its beautiful and diverse landscapes. The first option is just for regular tourists who would like to visit the island of Isla Margarita. There is an agency in Poland called Rainbow. They have flights from Warsaw and Katowice. They fly with Plus Ultra Airlines direct to the island of Margarita. So it's a very easy way to visit Venezuela and a very safe option as well. You can arrange your own transport to Warsaw, for example, and then book a package holiday with Rainbow to Isla Margarita, which includes flights, transfer, and hotel. So it's a very easy way to visit the country. Plus Ultra is a Spanish airline. They are a tourist airline, so the seats are a little bit tight. There is business class, but again, it's not the best. Once you arrive, they will pick you up like any tour agency with buses from the airport, and they will transport you to your hotel. So it's a very easy, brainless holiday. If you're interested in booking a holiday with them, you can find them on r.pl. The website is in Polish, so you'll have to Google Translate or translate it anyway. And then you can just click on Venezuela, click on some of the dates that you would like to travel. They fly twice a week, once from Warsaw and once from Katowice. And then you can see which hotels they offer and the prices as well. These packages, they start around €1,000 roughly. That's including hotel, flights, and transport. So it's quite reasonable for traveling from Europe, considering this is a 11 hours flight. And you have also some different options regarding your food. The advantage of booking a holiday like this is, of course, that if you book a full board or all-inclusive, that you do not have to bother with a lot of money on the island because all your food is already arranged, also your transport and stuff. So it's a very easy way to travel. If you would like to go somewhere else than, for example, Dominican Republic or so, you want to try Venezuela, it's a very easy way to travel there. They also offer excursions to different places, to Caracas, Margarita, or Angel Falls. The downside is that they are not a good value for money. For example, the excursion to Canaima will only bring you in front of the waterfalls by plane. You will not walk there. You will walk behind Salto El Sapo, which is the small waterfall in the lagoon, but you will not walk all the way to Angel Falls. You will see them from the airplane, and you can book a helicopter flight as well. If you're short on time, this might be a good option. Otherwise, it is quite expensive. Another option is this agency. It's called Osprey Expedition. We had very good experiences with them. You can travel on your own to Caracas and book tours with them, or you can use the Rainbow agency and still book tours with Osprey Expeditions as well. The good part is that they give more value for money. You can do some longer excursions. You can visit, for example, Canaima as well for multiple days, or you can do some nicer excursions on Margarita, which are not available with Rainbow. So yeah, this is also a good agency. We've used them. They were extremely helpful as well for payments, since it's very difficult to pay. They were very helpful to assist us with some payments in the country and booking flights. So I would highly recommend them. Just text them on WhatsApp and they will help you further. We will also take a look at the travel advice. This is the one from the United Kingdom, but it doesn't matter which country you look it up from. They're all pretty similar for Venezuela. They're usually talking about violence. For example, here it talks about political rallies, demonstrations, violence, power cuts, crime, kidnappings, armed robberies. Then you have to use private security services, avoid public transport, only book pre-booked taxis. Yeah, drug trafficking, not using cameras, and especially avoid plane spotting. Yeah, those who looked up our videos will definitely agree. And 4G, 3G network problems, power cuts. It also talks about safety regarding swimming, that's quite general in the Caribbean, and transport and safety risks at Caracas airport, such as low-level pickpocketing, armed robberies, and not traveling by night, random drug checks. We also read stuff about bribing and unsafe air travel. That's also one of the things that pops up quite regularly in Venezuela. We flew around the country with 3 different airlines, Venezolana, Conviasa, and Rutaca. There are still sanctions imposed on Venezuela, so the airlines do not get spare parts very easily. However, most of the airlines seem to be running quite well. We flew with different airlines, as I said before. All of our flights were on time. They looked reasonably safe. I believe they do get spare parts from other countries, just not directly from the manufacturer. And some of the airplanes look quite good as well. Conviasa seemed to be the best one because their airplanes are quite modern. The other airlines are flying usually a bit more older aircraft. But yeah, we didn't find any issues with the airlines. The flights were on time. The only downside is booking flights can be a challenge. Only Rutaka we were able to book online, so you might need an agency to be able to book those flights. Then the second thing they talk about is food shortages. Yeah, we didn't find any food shortages in Venezuela. There's plenty of food inside, outside the hotels, never had any issues. The food is really nice, it's good food. We ate in the airport as well. No issues, food was very nice. Yeah, I don't know where all this comes from. We went to different places. We never had any issues with food. The quality is good. You can find plenty of places to eat. The food is good. Look at this, how nice these desserts are and these croissants. Yeah, it's rubbish advice. We also ate outside the airport and hotels in just small restaurants. Also, no issues, plenty of food, very nice. We had some very good empanadas in Margarita as well. We had some very nice fish. So again, yeah, food is not an issue. Then we could read that the airports aren't safe, that there are pickpocketing. We found the airports very safe. We didn't have any issues, pickpocketing. No, we didn't notice anything happening like this. Of course, always be careful. That's for any airport in the world. But yeah, we didn't have any issues with that. We also read that there are government officials and customs staff trying to get bribes out of you. We didn't get that either. We didn't have any issues. Actually, airport staff was very friendly all the time. The only thing I want to note is that in many places in South America, actually, there is no toilet paper. So if you're planning to visit Venezuela, you might want to take that on your own. For our transfers, we booked them with Osprey Expeditions from the airport of Caracas to the city center as well on Isla Margarita. I do recommend to book your transfers in advance and not to just take random taxis or drivers at the airport, as you wouldn't do in many places. Then visiting Caracas, we didn't have any security issues. You've seen it in our video before. You can walk around in the city. There are some nice places to eat as well. I recommend maybe to book a tour with a guide because you can see some different areas. As well, you have some advice on which areas might not be the safest to visit. I love showing this part of our video because it gives an idea how extremely dangerous some areas of the city are. We also visited Angel Falls for 4 days, so we did not do a one-day trip like you can do with Rainbow. We wanted to visit the falls by foot. To us, this seemed to be the most safe area of the country we visited. There were not so many people there. Most of them are locals. And yeah, we didn't have any unsafe feeling at all here. We walked alone through the forest. We have been staying at Waku Lodge, and we also stayed overnight, one night in front of the waterfall. If you want to see how that experience is, there is a video on our channel. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. I just want to say that we felt very safe and we didn't have any issues. And of course, Salto Angel is incredible. It's super beautiful. You have to visit this place. We also did multiple excursions on the island of Margarita. We organized them with Osprey Expeditions, not with Rainbow. You can see some really beautiful stuff on the island. We really love the kayaking with flamingos. There are some very beautiful beaches as well. Some of the areas on the island do look a little bit let down and abandoned. So yeah, that's a pity. The only area our guide wasn't willing to visit is this one, which is Cabo Negro. Because of the long walk, it was not recommended to do that alone. However, we could have done it by boat instead. Another thing I want to talk about is money. You cannot pay by cards. There are no ATMs either. So the only way to pay is cash. So bring some dollars with you. Bring small notes, don't bring the big ones, and you can either exchange them or directly pay with dollars. Another way to pay, which is called Zelle. This is a US company and it's quite often used in Venezuela. Fortunately, if you're not a US citizen, you cannot use this. In our case, we used Osprey Expeditions. We paid them by PayPal and he would pay the people we had to pay by Zelle. It's a long way around, but yeah, it's also an option if you have a good agency like them. Until now, we only visited a small part of Venezuela. We're hoping to be able to see some more of the country as it's a very diverse place. This is of course our experience. If you had a different experience visiting Venezuela, let us know in the comments. We hope that this video helps to plan your future trip to this beautiful place. As you can see, it is not that hard to visit Venezuela. You can safely travel as long as you take some precautions and plan in advance. If this video helped you, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.